morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien. Bubba is taking a well-deserved rest here on Friday, April 2nd, 2021. TGIF, and also Good Friday. Sitting in for Paul Harvey today. Stand by for commentary. Well, Mr. Harvey, if we were allowed today, would do a commentary similar to this, although not to the extent that I would do it because I'm an alien and not him. But I hope upstairs he understands why I'm doing it this way. It's Good Friday, and Mr. Harvey was a devout Christian, that I know. So, as an alien from another planet, I have to do it this way. And it's not to be atheist or anything, it's just the way it is, okay? Every religion and any civilization that you have, and any race that you have, humanoid or non, has the same issues that the Christians have with their religion. You have a supreme being, but in this case, you made it even further. You're one of the few civilizations that actually gone this far. You gave him a relative. Most civilizations that I know of that we've encountered in the galaxy, and there's so far 126 of them, we've only explored like 1.5% of the Milky Way galaxy that you call the Milky Way galaxy, and only you have given the Supreme Being a relative. This is interesting. Never had this kind of thing happen. But you gave him JC here. And this is why it'd be hard for Mr. Paul Harvey to do this one, because he is a devout Christian. And I'm not condemning or saying yay or nay to the Christianity, okay? I'm just saying that this is the way it is. Now, today, you Americans over here in your English language calls it Good Friday. The Spanish calls it Viernes Santo, which means Sacred Friday, or Saint Friday, but Sacred Friday anyway. And most other languages do the same thing, except for you hear Good Friday, because there's nothing good about poor Mr. JC today. And there is no evidence that he was ever here. I mean, the Romans left a lot of records. Pontius Pilate left all his records, and it shows how many people he crucified, if any. And it doesn't show a record of a JC. And mind you, remember, the Jewish at this time in their timetable here, they were already exiled by the Babylonians 5 centuries before. And the ones that stayed here didn't speak Hebrew. Hebrew was a lost language. You didn't get Hebrew back until around 1947, 48, when Israel decided to bring it back after its independence. And the Hebrew today is nothing like the Hebrew back then. They spoke Yiddish or Aramaic, mostly Aramaic in the Palestine, but Yiddish all over the place up until the 20th century, mid-20th century anyway. So you have to take those into account too. And mind you that at the time, you had the Essenes, who were in Qumran, a very Jewish sect, and you hear nothing about JC on the Essenes' writings. They concentrated mostly on the Jewish way of looking at things. But be that as it may, you have a nice story here where Jesus comes into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, and he gets crucified on Good Friday today, and he'll resurrect on Easter Sunday. And he does leave a nice story. How to redeem yourself. How to change your society. If there was an alien civilization that came in and did this for you, it would be easy for them, as it would be easy for any civilization today to come to your planet and really mess you up. Like I told you in my other videos, we have the technology to create a hologram. You have the technology, you're creating crude holograms right now. You started creating holograms when you did your credit cards, remember? And you put that little thing that had on your credit cards there 40 years ago, where you got that little light that used to sparkle every time, and then you put that chip in there now. Well, now you have crude holograms that looks almost three-dimensional, and you use them for different things. You used them for elections a few times already. The program America's Most Wanted with the new host, what's her name? Oh yeah, Elizabeth Vargas, former ABC anchor lady, uses it, and it's a crude hologram, and they called it an avatar. Our technology has the ability to make that hologram three-dimensional and human-like. You can touch it, you can feel warmth or cold, and you can actually feel his heart rate and his blood flow. But he is a hologram, and it's programmed accordingly. Any civilizations, ours or about 13 others that we know of, have this type of technology, and they could come to your planet and study your story of Jesus and make them the way the story says, right down to the image, using image, probably the image of Da Vinci's Last Supper. Make him dress the same way and give him the wounds that he suffered, because remember, he's supposed to be resurrected and he's supposed to come back. And this is scary in certain things, Americans and other humans, because if you're Christian, you're going to have millions of you not even question it, but go over there to see him. And whatever his manipulators who manipulate the hologram have in mind, you guys can fall prey to that big time. In the story, if I read it correctly on your Bible, when he goes to ascension, he leaves by what we call today a beam of light, or he gets beamed up, and you see him going up to ascending to heaven. The Muslims do the same thing for Muhammad. Now, that's what I'm saying, that any civilization like mine can come here and read any of the stories, your Christian Bible, your Quran, or Buddha, and bring all those guys back as holograms, and they'll look real. You'll smell them. They'll smell like a human being. You need a bath, boy. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. Whoever did this back in the old days, whether it was a story somebody put up there, because there's no evidence of a JC, but they did a good job, because they tried to instill in you humans, and for that matter the descendants which became Americans here, a sense of values, a sense of belonging, and a sense of believing in something. Okay? You guys have taken it more to the extreme here. I don't think whoever did this wanted to be this kind of an extreme that you guys have taken it to. That's why we outlawed, or gave up, is a better way of saying it. It's more not quite outlaw. We just gave up religion. Did we give up faith? No. Do we still study the religions that were there on the books? Yes, because they teach you and keep your society on a firm footing. But you guys have gone to the extreme on your religions here, and you've gone to the extreme otherwise. But beware if somewhere along the line you see a guy coming in as JC or Buddha or Muhammad, because there's going to be a lot of your religions, people that are devout followers who question nothing, that are going to go there and question nothing and follow him to whatever he may say. You've demonstrated that with your own people here, especially in America. Jim Jones and David Koresh, two examples of people who use this example to the extreme. You had other people that did it. In the Middle Ages, you had what you called flagellants, people of extreme Christianity faith, as they called it. And they would really pain themselves because they said they had to clear their sins. I mean, really, they did all kinds of bad stuff to their own bodies. The flagellants did. And then you had the Templars, which rose as a group of knights trying to defend Jerusalem after they conquered it in 1099, and became powerful and money-wise. I mean, they were the best bankers you ever saw and the best money handlers ever on this planet. But they got to a point where they're even scared rulers, as in the King of France in 1307. So he decided to, hey, we got to get rid of this. And the other rulers in the other European states decided, hey, they're just a little bit too much for us. But see, the Templars had a teaching that they followed. Even though they went to the extreme, they still tried to teach it. And you still have some of the Templar teachings today. Here in the United States, you call that free enterprise and banking system. The Federal Reserve System here in the States. But this is what I'm trying to say on this day of Good Friday here as the favorite alien. Beware of upcoming events. Beware of people that try to steer you because they use religion as a steering mechanism. Faith is good. Religion is bad. Will you meet Mr. JC or the Supreme Being one day? Maybe. If there was people that came down and did Mr. JC, they had a reason for it, and they may still be around. That's what you got to tell your descendants about the Supreme Being. Is he here? Well, I don't know. My ancestors didn't find him. He hasn't come down for our ancestors. Maybe he'll come down to you. But you make sure that your kids know that he may be coming down the pike, or you may meet him and you may ask him questions. This is your favorite alien, Bubba is New Seeing. Have a very religious Good Friday today. Good day.